Hey everybody, this is Matt and we're at Texas Toast Guitars. Thanks for watching. Today I'd like to do a video demonstrating our pore filler process. Now this isn't unique to us. A lot of guys do this. A lot of big companies do this and they use exactly the same stuff that we do. Thought maybe you guys might like to see it. This is exactly the same process that we do for our durable thin finish and our 73 finish, or even if you want a gloss finish, which by the way you can get from us, you just have to pay more to get it. People forget that one. But I want to walk you through the pore filler process. We use UV pore filler. So I'm going to go into the other room. Chris has got a guitar ready to apply the pore filler on. It's a wipe on, wipe off process. You're about to see it, and then we'll even get a little bit of the UV light action, and we'll talk to Chris a little bit about what it does, what he does, what are some precautions, and we'll also talk about the actual products that we use. So let's go to the other room and have a look at what Chris is up to, and give you guys an idea of what the pore filling process is all about.
We're going to do some pore filler. This is a level 2 that we're doing, 00730. Maybe this is your guitar.
Somebody's guitar.
This is a Black Leary, Black Limba, I'm sorry. It's not poplar, it's Limba. Black Limba body, carved top, 5-piece maple neck with stripes.
That's got an ebony fretboard.
Ebony fretboard on this one?
It's got a really swanky.
Oh yeah, this is the one with that cool, figured fretboard. Yeah. Right now it's just blue.
It's just blue.
But we'll see it later. So the product that we're using is Simtex 59X1 UV Pore Fill.
Ooh.
And you can buy it in quarts, you can buy it in gallons, and it comes out kind of like Vaseline. And the idea of this product is to sort of mash it in the pores. It's not enough to just get it wet. You have to kind of force it in a little bit.
I wasn't doing that. I was actually just smearing it on there.
Well, on the backs and the tops, I think if you just rub it in, good. I don't go with the grain. I'll go every direction.
Oh, I hope I got mine okay.
Yeah, I'm sure you did. You got them fine yesterday.
Okay.
But I do really work on the end grain because that's where it soaks up the sealer. And the whole idea of this product is it soaks in a little bit and then it cures and it stops the next coats of stuff from soaking in as much.
So the first thing that we do on every guitar, Chris, whether it's the durable thin or the 73 or anything, this is the first step,
This is the first step, yep. Every single guitar that we make now gets this.
Oh, someone will probably ask, what do you sand to before you do this?
We sand to 220.
Okay.
And we do a good job of sanding to 220.
No, sometimes we do. Sometimes I don't.
Well, so one of the funny things is as soon as you start putting this on, you can see if you've done a good job sanding.
Yeah.
Because sometimes it's hard to see scratches, especially in lighter colored woods. But like yesterday we had one, and as soon as we put this on, you could see that it still had some sanding scratches that we had to get out.
Yeah.
So on the end grain, as you can see, I'm sort of forcing it into the wood.
Because if it's going to show up anywhere in the sealer,
show up right there and right there.
Okay.
And then on the back too.
So incidentally, this is, if you come to a workshop, you get to do this too,
You
right?
do, yeah.
Wow, look at that. That's a nice chunk of
It
black
is,
wood.
yeah. It's actually a really neat piece of wood. Yep. Yeah, and they'll show up right here too. So I want to try and mash it in there as good as I can.
Now, how is this different from that Solarez stuff, do you think?
I don't know because I've never tried the Solarez. I've been threatening to do that just to see so I could answer that question.
I keep coming back to this is a professional grade product, and I think the I'm not trying to be mean to anybody who uses Solarez, but that's kind of a hobby grade, isn't it?
Possibly, yeah. I don't know that much about it. I've looked at it. I've heard people tell about it. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, there's lots of different pore filling kind of products out
Oh,
there.
that's a good one. Let's talk about that. What we've tried a handful of different pore fillers, and we like pore filler. But we landed on this because it's just the best, right? I mean,
yeah, we know for a fact that lots and lots of guitar companies use this product. That's where we learned how to use it, was on some videos.
Yeah.
You know, I talked to the guys at SimTech. They didn't tell me who uses it, but it's obvious that people use it.
Yeah.
I like that it goes on pretty fast, and you hit it with the UV light, and then you can march on.
What are some pitfalls with the other stuff that we don't get with this? That haze.
Yeah, there was a water-based product,
and it was good. It just wasn't.
Yeah, but it got hazy, and you know, I didn't think that it did the greatest job of filling the pores with the products that we use. It may work okay with other products, like lacquers and stuff like that, but with the SimTech sealer that we put over the top of this, I didn't feel like it was worth the effort of squeegeeing that stuff off, or squeegeeing it on, letting it dry thoroughly, sanding it back, all of that.
Yeah, that's right. This has the cool feature of you don't have to let it dry. You wipe it on and wipe it off.
Yeah, so I've done this, you know, where I set up the light, I get the light going, I rub some on, and then UV it, and then march on to the next steps of stuff. It doesn't take very long at all to do this.
What's the downside to this product?
To this product, well, you got to make sure that you get it UV'd really, really well. They say like 30 seconds per area, you know. The other downfall is you have to have a really good UV light. You can't do it with a grow light from your dad's basement.
And you can't put it outside.
You can't put it outside. Now, it may eventually kick outside, but I wouldn't want to. I mean, if I had it on tools or something like that, or this piece of cardboard, and I wanted it to cure, I could throw this outside and let it cure. I wouldn't trust it to do it to a guitar. When I UV, and maybe I'll show you this later, I try and angle it at different angles, because they say it'll sort of soak in and turn a corner, if that makes any sense.
The pore filler will sink in.
The pore filler will sink in, yeah. So you have to be very conscious of getting it at a bunch of different angles to cure. Early on, we had a little bit of issue with not always getting it to fully cure, but you can't tell.
In some spots, right? And it's back in that end grain area.
Yeah, usually the end grain. So I really concentrate on end grain when I'm doing it. Okay. All right, so everything's coated, and now what you do is you wipe it, and you wipe it basically dry. You don't want any of this stuff sitting on the surface of the wood. And the reason for that is this stuff gets rock hard with the UV light. We made the mistake early on of just sort of smearing it on and UVing it, and then spent an hour sanding this stuff back. It's that hard. Okay. So I think we ran out of juice right at the end of wiping this down. But anyway, you wipe it down completely dry, get all of the stuff off the surface, and then it's ready to go. When I UV, I have to be dressed head to toe in clothing. I have leather gloves that I wear when I do this because this thing is so high powered. Don't worry, it's not on right now. But anyway, so turn it on, let it warm up, and then I'll go over the surface like this, very, very slowly, and then I will do all of the cutouts and pickup routes and everything at a bunch of different angles. Same with the sides. I'll do this, I'll go that way, and it's, you know, like I said, it takes about 30 seconds of direct light per area. So the guitar will take, I don't know, 5 or 6 or 8 minutes, something like that. I've never really timed it. And then once that happens, then they're ready for the next step. I don't know if the light's warmed up yet either. Okay, so I just got done UVing them. One thing I do is I peel off the blue tape and UV the fretboard because I want to make sure that I get all the pore filler that snuck under the tape. You can chip any of that off if you need to. There's going to be plenty of time for that later. So the next step for this particular one is going to be 3 rounds of sealer this afternoon. You can go through them and feel them. If there's any rough spots, you can Scotch-Brite it. Remask the fretboard. We put our stick on that holds it to our paint jig, and go for it.
Okay, gang, so you watched us apply and then wipe off the excess UV pore filler. You saw Chris actually UV some of these guitars. I was unable to get the camera in there for very long because it's very, very bright. But then we sprayed 1 course of the Simtech Easy Sanding Sealer, and this is what it looks like. So if you'll remember from the very beginning when you saw this guitar with no finish on it, it was a little lighter than it is now. But as you can see, these are the first couple of steps that we do for our 73 finish. Get a load of the ebony fretboard on this Challenger. That's a really stunning piece of fretboard wood there. So, like I was saying originally, the UV pore filler is probably one of the most critical steps to our 73 finish, and as well as our durable thin finish. So a lot of people ask me, hey, how do you do the 73 finish? Well, unless you have UV pore filler and a really expensive UV light, you're probably not going to be able to do it exactly, but you can get close. Now, I'm not suggesting that UV pore filler is particularly expensive or that the light is outside the reach of anybody, but it was a real game changer for us, and it cost a little bit of money, and we had to go in and do it. So we had to bite the bullet because finishing is probably one of the hardest parts, and it's definitely one of the things that everybody notices first. So that is, but that's one of the nice things about. So I know I'm kind of rambling here, but the pore filler enables you to get 1 round of sealer on here and really seal everything down. Now, what we'll do after this is we're going to grind a bunch of this sealer off, and we're not just grinding it off for the sake of grinding it off. We're actually taking it away so that everything becomes level. It doesn't have a lot of sealer on it now, like in terms of thickness, but it's going to be even thinner when we machine, we sand all this stuff down and get all of this level. And you got to get it all level too. So like I'm talking about, like along the neck here and here, around the edge, the top and everything. Of course, the back is flat, so that's super easy, but all these other spots are really tricky. And Chris and I have worked very hard to develop this finishing technique. It's not that we've come up with it and nobody else has. It's that we've come up with it and we are comfortable with it. So we do what we do, and it takes what it takes, and we're really very happy with the results. And I know that when you get a Texas Toast guitar, you will be too. Whether you get the durable thin finish, the 73 finish, or if you want to spend the bucks and get the high gloss finish. So anyway, I hope that you guys enjoyed this video. If you have any questions about finishing, please let me know in the comment section below. If you'd like to come out and take one of our workshops and use this exact same technique for finishing, I urge you to do that. All of our workshops are available at TexasToastGuitars.com. If you appreciate the content that we do here, I'd really be happy with you if you went to our Patreon page and became a member. You can also join us on YouTube. If you can't do that, though, we absolutely get it. Please like the video, give us the thumbs up, share the video with all your buddies. And this is Matt at Texas Toast reminding you that if you're so smart, start your own YouTube channel. That's what I did. We'll see you guys next time. Have a great week, everybody.